Hi there, welcome to this edition of TableTopicsRE. I'm Stacey Harmon.
I'm Bob Watson.
I'm Scott Schang.
And we're doing our post-SMMOC recap and had a great discussion today. And a couple of things we want to just bring to your attention before we get into the recap and how it relates to real estate. We wanted to let you know, you've probably seen it here on the blog, but we have a new logo. TableTopicsRE has a new logo. We're going to start adding it to all of our marketing materials. We want to really thank Kathy Klingman for her talents and creativity bringing to the table. And from a marketing perspective, we just want to highlight one of the elements that we think is essential when you're developing a look for online, and that is having an avatar or some kind of icon that you can use on, say, Twitter. You'll notice that this is a graphic element that is branded to TableTopicsRE and we'll be able to use on Twitter. So a really important thing to consider when you're developing an online identity. We hope you like our new logo. We'd love to hear your feedback, and we thank Kathy for that as well.
At Kathy Klingman.
At Kathy Klingman, so great job. And then today we had some great discussion about video at SMMOC, and particularly how it relates to real estate. So.
Yeah, and that kind of came out of an Inman Next blog post by Michael McClure, professional one on Twitter, the hallmark of a solid branding strategy. And there were about 11 comments on that blog post as of last night, and I made a comment on it vis-a-vis the fact that whatever you're going to do, you need to be able to connect with your consumer, the person that's going to be watching that video channel. And we had some comments on that through the 50 people that were here today at Social Media Mastermind. It got into a pretty heated discussion about video, didn't it?
Well, it turns out video is kind of complex, and we talked about first, you know, the difference between is it better to have a homegrown video or a professional video shot? And there's no necessarily right or wrong answer, but here's some of the things that make video so complex and why it matters. And one of my takeaways you actually brought up was that audio quality, right as the car drives by and you try to hear me, audio quality is essential. People will tolerate you know, the poor video production if they can hear you. So audio is one of those most underestimated elements about video. There are other elements though too. The content that you have, the length of your video, shorter is better, the editing and production of your video, the lighting, the camera quality, all of these things play a part in how effective your video is. And this is why video becomes so complex. I think it's one of the reasons it's not utilized more.
And another thing that came up was meeting the expectations of your consumer. So if your consumer's coming to your site and they have expectations of a certain way that your information is going to be presented to them, that'll also determine what type of mediums, whether it's a professional video or just you. And the human aspect came up.
Right.
Is that it's so important that you show your face on video, and that
even if you're showing a house.
Even if you're showing a house, that
right.
You show it, don't just always be behind the camera, show them who you are so that they can make that personal connection. I thought that was really valuable.
And the example I used was if I had a $1.3 million listing in Newport Beach, what was the consumer expectation of the quality of that video? And it ranged from a high quality, professionally shot video with lighting to a nicely done amateur shot video with the agent in the picture describing the house and some of the selling features. So I think there's a happy medium on the strategy for creating a quality video production, and it can really span from a shaky handheld, which I don't think is probably a good idea, to a professionally done with lighting video.
Well, and I brought up too that one of the factors is what's the competition doing? If nobody in your market is doing video, then just get in the video game. You can always upgrade your production value as you gain more experience with this. And I had a great example this week with Susan Piazza, an agent in Newport Beach. She launched a video intro on her Facebook page for her business page. And there's nobody else in her market doing it. And she got a lead off of that immediately, even though it's a low-grade quality video.
In 24 hours?
In 24 hours, she got a lead off of it. So I'll put the link to it here so you guys can take a look at what it is. But you know, a great thing about just doing video as opposed to going through the process of doing something professionally produced. She's in the game. She knows she's going to need to elevate that level of production and video over time, you know, but because there's no competition in it, she's standing out right now. And once the market becomes more saturated, she's going to need to continually evolve the level of quality with her video to have those kinds of results. But that was part of the discussion today as well. Do you want to move on to?
Sure.
We also talked about Scott was talking about taking your dog to the vet and how you found him on Yelp and the experience there and some of the lessons for the non-tech savvy business or realtor.
Yeah, it was, well, one of the things that came up is we talk a lot about social media. How do I use social media? And we call it social media, but our consumers call it Google.
Yeah.
They're just going online to ask questions, and they're trying to get information. Social media is not about promoting yourself, it's about answering the questions of your consumers.
Right.
And my experience with Yelp is I realized once we were already at the vet, I didn't check the reviews. So I went on Yelp to check the consumer reviews and ended up getting a $10 coupon.
All right.
And so that for me was an effective use of social media. Yeah, because I wasn't, you know, they didn't advertise to me, but I was going online to try to get information, and they effectively used social media to give me a $10 discount, which made me from a fan to an advocate, probably.
So what was the total bill?
Oh, it was expensive. He had a lot of work done.
So $10 still worked?
Absolutely. Are you kidding?
You're a happy, satisfied customer.
Super happy, super satisfied. Pappy's not so happy right now, but he will be.
Okay, well, there's certainly a lot of opportunity for channels like Yelp to provide word of mouth effectiveness for real estate agents.
Sure is.
We're seeing some examples in
At Paul Monty here,
Paul Monty does a good
Social
job
Media
with that.
Mastermind Orange County member.
We'll link to his Yelp presence as well, so you can check out that. But you know, my takeaway from it was that you don't have to be so social media or technology progressive in order to really benefit from some of these services like Yelp, which are, you know, user generated and effectively using word of mouth advertising to promote your business. I went to a tailor who I found on Yelp, and I get there and he handwrites out a receipt to me. So, you know, he wasn't technically forward, but he had good service, which a lot of you offer, and use social media or use your customers to rave about you on social media, and that can be an effective use for you.
You got a discount at that tailor too,
and I got a discount.
15%?
No, it's hard to give a discount off a house. So you got to figure out, you know, what the reward is. It's not exactly apples to apples, but certainly I think the takeaway is get your consumers raving about you online in social channels, because they're there even if you're not.
Takeaway from today for Social Media Mastermind for me is it's not about us, it's about the consumer, it's about our customer, because if you do it about the consumer and the customer, the money will follow.
Yeah. So we're headed to Inman Conference up in San Francisco. The three of us headed out tomorrow. We'll be bringing you our next Table Topic editions from up there. So we're really looking forward to...
and Real Estate Bar Camp, San Francisco, the 4th anniversary.
4th anniversary on Monday, and then we'll be at Agent Reboot on Tuesday.
Agent Reboot on Tuesday. If you're up in the San Francisco area, Agent Reboot's going to be stellar. Chris Smith is going to be up there. Nicole Nicolay, the whole group. I'm speaking with Michael McClure, Professional One, on making money using social media, and I think we came up with a couple of suggestions about that today just on the video part. And then Stacey is doing a fantastic presentation if you can get a ticket to the Atlantic and Pacific Lunch and Learn, where she's going to be doing, what are you going to be talking about?
We'll be talking about effective social media strategy and Facebook marketing.
Yeah, and
real estate.
And that's not happening in the normal Reboot presentations this time. So if you want to get a special ticket to see Stacey present,
tweet us.
Tweet us.
Okay, and we'll find you there, and look forward to interviewing you at Inman for this edition of Table Topics RE. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Bye.